Welcome to the 97070 show. Here are your hosts, Mary Kimball and myself, Brett Thompson. Hello, and welcome to the 97070 show, where we talk about sports instead of go to class.
This week, boys and girls soccer dove into their league games. They will play all 7 teams in our league once. For the boys, their season began last night, playing at Putnam. At the same time, the girls played at home against the Lady Kingsmen. Brett, when looking at these teams, who do you think will be the difference maker for these teams?
For the boys, I think Henry Tellez, the junior who plays everywhere. He has 5 of the 6 goals this season and is also known as one of the best defenders on the team. Right behind him, though, is Oscar Barone, the senior goalkeeper. He has played outstanding after losing his starting defender, Henry Tellez. For more on how the team is looking, we got Brandon Marshall to catch up with head coach Ian Reschke.
Thank you, Brett. We're here with Coach Ian Reschke, and the first question is, what did the team do before the season to prepare for the season?
We have a pretty extensive summer conditioning camp for 3 weeks, and we have some assistant coaches that help push the envelope there. So daily doubles basically before our tryouts even start. So we always try to come into the season more well prepared than any of the other teams in the state. So this year was no different.
How big of a role do you think conditioning plays in games?
Well, especially early on, if you can get a head start on the conditioning, those second halves of the first month of the season will be a big advantage for our team. So as the season goes along, other teams will kind of catch up with their fitness, so we need to make sure we're keeping up. And, once playoffs come and overtime is a reality, you got to be ready to go for, 100 minutes plus the PKs. So it's extremely important to be fit.
All right. And how do you think the preseason went, and what did you learn about the team?
Yeah, kind of mixed results in the preseason. I was coming to the season with really no expectations at all, other than just kind of figuring out what we've got to work with. And this season was no different. We're still putting the pieces together. As far as what we learned about the team, we got a lot of hard workers and some good role players and a couple superstars. And we're just trying to put all the pieces together going into the league season and hopefully make a good push for the playoffs.
And what could the biggest challenge for the regular season be, and who do you think is the best opponent that we'll be facing?
Well, the biggest challenge will be to find the right pieces to our puzzle, and I know there is an answer to that. We haven't figured it out yet, but I know we're going to be competitive in league, and Hillsborough, LaSalle, Putnam are always going to be the top 3 or 4 there, but Park Rose and Sandy, they've been showing well as so far this season. So it's going to be a tight league. Every game is going to be who shows up to play. There's not really going to be any gimmies, so it's going to be a tough league. So I think our guys can step up though there and take care of business.
And the final question is, if you could have any superpower, what would you choose and why?
I think I would be Aquaman. Ooh. The reason being is once November hits, the rains start coming, and we're going to need that water superpower. So
just fit right in?
Just fit right in, blend right into the elements. Yeah.
All right.
Cognito.
Thanks, Coach Reschke, and back to you, Brett.
Thank you, Brandon. Now to girls. How's the girls team looking this year, and who should we watch out for?
We caught up with Sierra, a senior goalkeeper for the Cats. Tegan and Araxia are both key players, she said. They have very good ball control and are great players. Make sure to watch for these two at Randall Stadium at their next home match on Thursday, October 5th against Hillsborough. There are 6 games left for both teams, and they have a fighting chance to do well in playoffs. This means they will need to be ranked first or second in the league to automatically make it to playoffs. If not, they are likely to have a play-in game as long as they are in the top half of league.
That's great. The volleyball team began the second half of the league this week, playing Park Rose on Tuesday. The Cats won the best-of-5 series in 3 games. They are currently 3rd in league behind Sandy, who's ranked 5th in state, and LaSalle, who's ranked 7th in state.
An interesting thing about the volleyball team this year is they got a new coaching staff. Nathan Blankenship, the new head varsity coach, played professionally in Australia and has coached high school volleyball before. Most recently, a JV coach at Clackamas High School. Nathan brought with him Johnny Glenn from Clackamas High to coach Wilsonville's JV2 team. Rounding out his coaching staff is Scott Thompson as the JV coach.
No one knows how Thompson snuck into that role, but hopefully he does well. Now to cross country. We spoke with Jaden Prince about the cross country team this year, and he said that the girls should win league behind Samantha Prusy, and the boys should also perform well with Nick Whitaker.
The unified soccer game was unfortunately canceled this week, but the team still participated in a practice. For more information on unified soccer, Dan Lacey caught up with one of the coaches.
Thanks, Mary. I'm here with Miss Kinder from the coach of the Unified Sports. I have a couple questions for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
What is Unified Sports?
Unified Sports is an athletic program that is all-inclusive, and it unifies both students who experience disabilities and those without into a team. And we have 3 different seasons. We have fall soccer, winter basketball, and we have another session of soccer in the spring.
How did you get involved with Unified Sports?
How did I get involved? I think it was just, I started my career here about 4 years ago, and they needed somebody to pick up coaching, and I was willing to do it, and it became a lot of fun, so I've been doing it ever since.
What is the most rewarding aspect of coaching?
The most rewarding aspect of coaching is seeing the growth that happens for students and their athletic capabilities, and how much skills, does that make sense? How many skills a student acquires through practice, and also the friendships that develop from Unified Sports as well.
How can we get involved with Unified Sports?
If you want to get involved, you can come see me in room 207. And I also have a Google Classroom for Unified Sports and Club. And I can add you to it, and then you can find out about our events and our club meetings.
Thank you, Miss Kinder.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Mary.
Thank you, Dan. If you ever get the chance, come out and support the unified team at their home games against Oregon City on October 11th or West Lynn on October 18th at 4 on the softball field.
From soccer to football. Last week, the Cats traveled to St. Helens, where they demolished their opponents 57-7. The win made the Cats 2-0 in league and 3-1 overall.
As many of you probably know, this week's football game is a pink out, and we will kick off our pink week in sports. All of next week, students are encouraged to wear pink to all of our home games.
This week, at all home events, ASB will be walking up and down the stands with pink tape. If you would, please donate by sticking money on the tape, and all donations will go to breast cancer research.
That's great. This past week, we asked the trivia questions to students at lunch. Those who got the question correct were put into a drawing to win something pink. Draw it. And the winner is Hayden Nichols. Congratulations. We can't wait to see you in your pink.
I'm Brett Thompson.
And I'm Mary Kimball. Be sure to tune in each week to follow all things sports at Wilsonville High School.